Hey everybody, this is GreenBean and welcome to another late night vlog. Boy, have we been thinking. You been thinking? You been thinking about stuff, tossing it around, pondering, wondering, contemplating? I know I have. I've been thinking about a ton of things, and it's really hard to shake that initial bombardment of negative feelings. Hey, look, you're gonna have it. You're gonna have it. I mean, hell, I hung out with 150 of you guys all day for the game, and it was hard. It was hard to keep our heads up. Some of you, I have to really commend you. There were people in our chat that just never lost the positive edge. I commend you. I wavered. Let's just call it what it is. I wavered a little bit. But I've had some time to think. I've had some time to ingest what I saw. I watched the game again. I haven't looked at all 22 or anything like that yet. I really want to see some stuff. But I did come away with 3 overwhelming positives from my perspective, and I want to give those to you. Before I do want to remind you that it means the world if you could like this video and subscribe. If you like what I do, if you're interested in supporting me, my Patreon information is right below in the description. 3 tiers. There are benefits associated with it, more access to me, early releases, things like that, and it's greatly appreciated. But the simplest thing, hit that sub button. It's really just the best. All right. So 3 overwhelming positives. Positive number 1. Now, look, I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm doing some work here, okay? I'm taking and I'm kneading the dough and I'm looking for stuff. Just being honest, all right? But here's what I came away with. What I saw almost the entire first half was nerves. I saw it from the coaches. I saw it from the receivers dropping passes. I saw it from the offensive linemen, kind of blowing assignments, unable to really address their stunts. They could not pick them up. They were all over the place as a team. So we had a big batch of nerves. I even saw, in my opinion, Robert Saleh looking very different than I'm used to seeing him on a sideline. So when I say that there's nerves, what we're looking at is we started 7 rookies yesterday. Okay, 7 rookies, 3 second-year players, a first-time quarterback, a first-time head coach, first-time offensive coordinator. Look, we all hoped that they would just come out swinging. What I saw was anxiety. I saw it. The good news is this. By the second half, you saw something that we're not used to seeing, and that is adjustments, okay? They're real. What we watched was an adjustment, both defensively and offensively. Now, it wasn't perfect. I'm not trying to say that it just swung and it was a different team. It's not quite to that degree. But we saw a team come out in the second half that had an increased ability to handle things, to get things done. So that is positive number 1. We saw the adjustments at halftime. It was 14-3 Jets in the second half. Bad part about that is it was 16-0 in the first half. Too little, too late, right? Fair enough, but we did do some things. Now, with the nerves, what happens with nerves? Anybody play football out there before? I have. When you're running out there in the beginning, there's all kinds of anxiety. And what happens? You get your first good pop. Boom! You get popped in the chops. What happens? Everything becomes slower. Everything calms down. The anxiety leaves. Adrenaline kicks in. All those kinds of responses take place. Elijah Moore, who had 2 drops earlier, caught a pass later. He got his first catch. Our tight ends did well, at least receiving the ball after some drops. We seem to get it all out of the way. Okay? It sucks that it was against Sam Darnold. It sucks that it was week 1. It does. But the truth is that we got through the nerves, settled down, and made it a game. That is not what we're used to for the New York Jets, and it's an incredible positive. Positive number 2, I think Saleh is going to have to figure out how to be a head coach, right? Head coach, he's the what? He's the CEO, right? That's what we call him. He's a CEO head coach. He's involved with the defense. He's involved with the offense. He's in special teams meetings. He's dealing with Joe Douglas. He's got to be all, professional. And we saw that in the first half. in the second half, I saw Salah jumping up and down on the sideline, running around, screaming and yelling. Now, we don't want him to get overcome with emotions and lose his mind, but here's what I do want to see, and what I started to see, and is positive number 2. Robert Salah became Robert Salah. That's the thing. A lot of times guys get into different positions, they get promoted and all this sort of stuff. We see it all the time with coordinators going to head coaches. We see it all the time. They think they're supposed to be someone else, and to some degree they are. But they still have to be who they are. They still have to be themselves. And what I saw in the second half was Robert Salah actually showed up to the damn game. Now, I'm sure he gave a rousing speech in the locker room, all those things. And those are little positives, B, C, and all that kind of stuff. Gase wasn't doing that. But we saw Robert Salah settle down. It kind of dovetails with the nerve thing. But Robert Salah settled down and became Robert Salah. I think going into this week, we might see that a little bit earlier. And it may take weeks for him to really become that again, to understand that he can be himself. But I think we're going to see it, because I already did. The biggest positive I saw was that this kid, Zach Wilson, he got beaten, battered, chased all over the place. He never hung his head. You never saw the hanging head thing, which we've seen with every quarterback we've ever had. Hanging their head. Never hung his head. Kept fighting. Threw 2 touchdown passes and ran in a 2-point conversion. The guy is good. Okay? Now, we can't do to him what we did to Sam Darnold. This line, we got a lot of work to do. But the thing that we saw that is just an incredible positive, and we absolutely should hang our hat on it, is Zach Wilson fought through that whole damn game, threw a pick, got sacked 6 times, came back in the second half, threw 2 touchdowns, and ran in a 2-point conversion. The guy's good. I don't want to see the same amount of off-platform plays that we saw. You can't live like that. That's living by the sword, dying by the sword stuff. Okay, but the fact that he can do it when the line settles down, which they will. When the line settles down and Zach Wilson actually has a pocket, he's going to dice these defenses up. I'm telling you, I see it. I saw it. So coming out of week 1, we shook off the nerves. We got past it, man. We were always going to do this. 7 rookies, brand new head coach and offensive coordinator, all that stuff. It was going to happen. We talked about it ad nauseum. Again, we hoped we would have done better. I know, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to revise history. But we all knew we were looking at 7 rookies starting, 3 second-year players starting, and a rookie leadership council. Okay? We got through it. We fought through it. It was evident. It was all over us. Look at all the drop passes alone. Nerves, shakes. These kids been catching passes their whole life. Now they can't catch. That's what happens. The game slowed down in the second half, and going into week 2, we got through this. Salah's going to be Salah, and Zach Wilson, we got him. We got ourselves a quarterback. Now let's just protect him. Once we do that, it's going to be good. Guys, there are reasons to feel good. We shook it off. 19-14, not a blowout, and you know it could have been. We have much to discuss, and the Green Beans Jets pod will be released on Tuesday mornings now, as opposed to the traditional Monday. During the season, it will be Tuesdays, and that'll be coming out. And I go a little bit deeper into some Mike LaFleur action, some Amendola. Oh, we got lots to discuss. But I wanted to leave you with the 3 positives. There's no reason to jump off a bridge, Jets fans. The second half tells us what's really going on. We got ourselves a team. Let's just bear with the growing, developing progression process. We know it's there. Lots to feel good about. I feel good. I hope you do too. Let's get ready for New England. Go Jets.